The weight feels heavy tonight, doesn't it? The kind of weight that settles on your shoulders when the day finally ends and all the noise fades away. In the quiet moments, everything you've been carrying suddenly feels so much heavier. The worries that chased you through the morning, the decisions that pulled at your mind all afternoon, the conversations that left you drained, the responsibilities that never seemed to end. You're tired. Not just tired in your body, though your body aches too. You're tired in your soul. Tired of trying to hold it all together. Tired of pretending you have all the answers. Tired of carrying burdens that were never meant to be carried alone. Maybe today brought disappointment that sits like a stone in your chest. Maybe it brought anxiety that wrapped around your thoughts like thorns. Maybe it brought loneliness that whispered lies about your worth. Maybe it brought fear about tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Whatever brought you here tonight, whatever made you seek out these words in this moment, you're not here by accident. Your heart knows something your mind is still learning. That there's a place where all this weight can finally be set down. A place where the burdens that feel so crushing right now don't have to crush you anymore. Take a breath. Let it be slow, let it be deep. Feel the air fill your lungs. And as you breathe out, imagine releasing just a small piece of what you've been holding. You don't have to release it all at once. Just a small piece. Just enough to make room for something else to enter. The voice that has been calling to you all along, even when you couldn't hear it above the noise, is speaking now. It's gentle, patient, understanding. It knows the weight you carry because it sees every moment of your struggle. It knows your name, your fears, your hopes, your pain. And it's saying something that might be hard to believe right now. But let it sink in slowly. You are safe here. You are safe to let your guard down. You are safe to stop pretending you're stronger than you feel. You are safe to admit that you're barely holding on. You are safe to be exactly who you are in this moment. Weary, worried, worn down by life. The one who formed the mountains and calls them by name has been watching you climb your mountains all day long. The one who counts every star in the sky has been counting your tears, your sighs, your moments of quiet desperation when you thought no one was listening. But someone was listening. Someone is always listening. You matter more than you know tonight. Your struggles aren't invisible. Your pain isn't insignificant. Your weariness isn't weakness. You've been fighting battles that others can't see, carrying weight that others don't understand, pushing forward when everything in you wanted to give up. But you don't have to fight alone anymore tonight. The same voice that spoke light into darkness, that called order from chaos, that breathed life into dust, is speaking tenderly to your tired heart right now. It's saying the words you've needed to hear all day. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, all of you who are carrying more than you can bear. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Rest. Not just sleep, though sleep will come. Not just a break, though you desperately need that too. But rest for your soul. Rest for your mind that won't stop racing. Rest for your heart that won't stop aching. Rest for your spirit that has been running on empty for far too long. This rest isn't something you have to earn. You don't have to prove you're worthy of it. You don't have to have your life together first. You don't have to fix everything that's broken or solve every problem that's been keeping you awake. You can come exactly as you are, messy, uncertain, overwhelmed, afraid. Think about the things that have been stealing your peace today. The bills that came in the mail. The conversation that didn't go well. The relationship that feels strained. The job situation that's uncertain. The health concern that's been nagging at you. The decision you have to make. The person who hurt you. The mistake you can't stop thinking about. One by one, picture yourself placing each burden down. Not throwing them away. Some of these things will still need your attention tomorrow. But placing them down gently, like setting a heavy bag at the feet of someone strong enough to hold them for you while you rest. The ground is holy where you stand right now, where you sit, where you lie. This moment has been set apart as sacred, a meeting place between your weary heart and infinite love. Here, pretense falls away. Here, masks come off. Here, you can stop performing and simply be. Your Heavenly Father sees you tonight. Not the version of you that you show to the world, but the real you. The you that worries about whether you're enough. The you that sometimes feels lost and alone. The you that carries guilt about things you should have done differently. The you that feels afraid of what might happen next. He sees all of it, and his love doesn't waver. His love doesn't depend on your performance or your perfection. His love doesn't fade when you fail or doubt or struggle. His love is steady, constant, reliable, like a rock that doesn't shift when storms come, like a lighthouse that keeps shining even in the darkest night. You've been trying to be your own refuge today, haven't you? trying to be strong enough, wise enough, capable enough to handle whatever life throws at you. But you weren't designed to be your own refuge. You were designed to find refuge in something bigger than yourself, stronger than yourself, more reliable than yourself. There's a shelter available to you tonight that's unlike any earthly shelter. It doesn't have walls that can crumble or a roof that can leak. It's not dependent on your ability to maintain it or your resources to keep it running. This shelter is found in the presence of the one who never sleeps, never gets tired, never stops caring about you. Under his wings, there's room for all your fears. There's room for all your questions. There's room for all your doubt and confusion and pain. You don't have to clean yourself up first. You don't have to have faith figured out. You can come with your faith as small as a mustard seed, with your trust as fragile as a whisper, with your hope as dim as a flickering candle. The shadow of the Almighty is falling over you, right now, like a blanket of peace. Feel it settling around your shoulders, your chest, your mind. This shadow doesn't bring darkness but comfort. It doesn't hide you from love, but wraps you in it. In this shadow, the arrows of worry that have been flying at you all day cannot reach you. The pestilence of anxiety that has been stalking you cannot touch you. The destruction of despair that has been threatening your joy cannot claim you. You are covered. You are protected. You are held. Think about a time when someone you loved held you when you were hurting. Maybe it was a parent when you were small and afraid. Maybe it was a friend when you were grieving. Maybe it was a spouse when you felt overwhelmed. Remember how that felt. The safety, the comfort, the sense that in that moment, you didn't have to carry everything alone. Now imagine arms infinitely stronger, infinitely gentler, infinitely more loving wrapped around you. Arms that have held galaxies in place are holding you. The same hands that formed you in your mother's womb are cradling your heart tonight. You don't have to understand how this works. You don't have to figure out the theology or the logistics. You just have to receive it. Like a child receives a hug without analyzing it. Like a flower receives sunlight without earning it. Like the earth receives rain without questioning whether it deserves it. Receive this love. Receive this care. Receive this shelter. Your mind might still be racing, trying to solve problems and plan for tomorrow. That's okay. Let those thoughts pass by like clouds across the sky. You don't have to grab onto each one. You don't have to follow each one down its anxious path. Let them pass. Let them go. Your body might still be holding tension from the day. Your shoulders might still be tight. Your jaw might still be clenched. Your stomach might still be knotted. Breathe into those places. Imagine the breath of heaven flowing into every tense muscle, every tight spot, every place where stress has taken up residence in your body. As you breathe out, release not just the air in your lungs, but the need to control everything. Release the pressure you've been putting on yourself to have it all figured out. Release the weight of everyone else's expectations. Release the fear of making mistakes. Release the burden of trying to be perfect. You are perfectly loved just as you are right now. Tired, struggling, imperfect, human you. There's nothing you need to do to earn more love. There's nothing you could do to earn less love. You are loved completely, unconditionally, eternally. The one who loves you never slumbers or sleeps. While you rest tonight, he will be watching over you. While you dream, he will be working things together for your good. While you sleep, he will be preparing mercies for your morning. Your heart has been carrying the weight of tomorrow's worries along with today's burdens. But tomorrow hasn't arrived yet, and when it does, you won't face it alone. The same God who gave you strength for today will give you strength for tomorrow. The same God who provided for you in the past will provide for you in the future. You can rest tonight knowing that the God who never changes, who never fails, who never leaves, is taking the night watch. He's got everything under control that needs to be under control. He's working in ways you can't see, making ways where there seems to be no way, turning what was meant for harm into what will be used for good. The battles you've been fighting in your own strength don't have to be fought in your own strength anymore. The God of angel armies is fighting for you. The Lord of hosts is on your side. The King of kings is advocating for you. Let that truth sink deeper than your worries. Let it reach places in your heart that have been afraid, places that have been lonely, places that have been doubting whether you matter, whether you're loved, whether everything is going to be okay. You matter immensely. You are loved beyond measure. And yes, it's all going to be okay. Maybe not in the way you planned, maybe not on your timeline, but in ways that are better than you could imagine, on a timeline that's perfect even when it doesn't feel perfect to you. Tonight, you can rest in that promise. You can lay your head down knowing that you are held, you are seen, you are loved, you are safe. The God who watches over you never grows tired or weary. His understanding cannot be fathomed. His love cannot be measured. His faithfulness cannot be shaken. Under his wings, you can find the rest your soul has been craving. In his presence, you can find the peace your heart has been seeking. In his love, you can find the security your spirit has been longing for. This is where you can finally exhale. This is where the weight can finally be released. This is where your weary soul can finally find the rest it desperately needs. You are safe here. You are loved here. You are home. In the stillness that's settling around you now, there's something you need to know. Something that cuts through every doubt that's been whispering in your ear, every fear that's been gnawing at your heart, every moment when you've wondered if you've been forgotten. You haven't been forgotten. Not for a single moment. Not when you felt invisible in that crowded room. Not when you cried alone in your car. Not when you wondered if your prayers were hitting the ceiling instead of reaching heaven. Not when you felt like you were drowning in responsibilities and no one seemed to notice. The God who knows every star by name knows your name too. He knows it better than you know it yourself. He knew it before you were born, before your parents chose it, before the foundations of the world were laid. Your name is written on the palms of his hands, carved there like a tattoo of love that can never fade. When you wake up in the morning and catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, sometimes you see someone you're not sure you recognize anymore. Someone worn down by life, marked by disappointments, changed by struggles you never saw coming. But when God looks at you, he sees someone he has always known, someone he has always loved, someone whose story he has been writing with careful, tender hands. He sees you when you're putting on that brave face for everyone else. He sees you when you're falling apart behind closed doors. He sees you when you're questioning everything you thought you believed. He sees you when you're angry at him for not doing things the way you think they should be done. And his love never wavers. Think about that for a moment. Let it settle into the places in your heart that have been afraid of disappointing him, afraid of not being good enough, afraid of being too much or not enough. His love for you isn't based on your performance. It isn't a fragile thing that breaks when you break. It isn't a conditional thing that disappears when you fail. His love is like bedrock underneath your life, solid, unshakable, permanent. When everything else feels like shifting sand, his love is the foundation that holds firm. When storms come and winds blow and floods rise, his love remains. When you can't feel it, it's still there. When you doubt it, it's still true. When you push against it, it still surrounds you. You've been searching your whole life for someone who sees the real you and chooses to stay. Someone who knows your worst thoughts and still thinks you're worth loving. Someone who has witnessed your biggest failures and still believes in your future. Someone who understands your deepest fears and still calls you brave. That someone has been here all along. He was there in your childhood when you felt different from everyone else, when you wondered if you belonged anywhere, when you made up stories in your head about being adopted, because surely your real family would understand you better. He was there seeing not a misfit child, but a unique soul designed for purposes you couldn't imagine yet. He was there in your teenage years when everything felt awkward and uncertain, when your body was changing faster than your confidence could keep up with, when you looked in the mirror and wished you were anyone else. He was there seeing not someone broken, but someone becoming, not someone worthless, but someone with infinite worth. He was there in your young adult years, when you were trying to figure out who you were supposed to be, when you made choices you regret now, when you felt lost in a world that seemed to expect you to have it all together. He was there seeing not someone failing, but someone learning, not someone hopeless, but someone growing into the person he created you to be. He was there through every heartbreak that made you want to give up on love. He was there through every job loss that made you question your value. He was there through every friendship that ended badly, every dream that died, every plan that fell apart. He was there collecting your tears like precious gems, storing up every moment of pain, so that one day he could show you how he wove it all into something beautiful. And he's here now, in this quiet moment, seeing you exactly as you are and loving you exactly as you are. You don't have to clean up your act first. You don't have to get your life together before you're worthy of his attention. You don't have to pray the right words, or believe the right things, or act the right way. You can come to him with your doubt, your anger, your confusion, your mess. He's not intimidated by your questions. He's not threatened by your struggles. He's not shocked by your failures. He's not disappointed by your humanity. He's the God who chose fishermen as disciples, who used a murderer to write half the New Testament, who picked a shepherd boy to be a king, who turned a prostitute into part of the lineage of the Messiah. He specializes in using broken things, ordinary things, forgotten things. He specializes in people like you. The voice in your head that tells you you're too damaged to be used by God, too ordinary to matter to God, too far gone to be loved by God. That voice is a liar. It's not God's voice. God's voice sounds different. It sounds like mercy. It sounds like hope. It sounds like love calling you home. Listen to that voice now. It's saying your name with such tenderness, such affection, such delight. You are his beloved child. You are the apple of his eye. You are his treasured possession. You are someone he would give everything for. And he did give everything for you. When you feel forgotten by the world, remember that you are remembered by heaven. When you feel overlooked by people, remember that you are seen by the one who matters most. When you feel unloved by those around you, remember that you are cherished by the one whose love is perfect and eternal and unchanging. He knows the number of hairs on your head, and when you lose them to stress or age or treatment, he knows that too. He knows every beat of your heart, every breath you take, every tear you cry. He knows what makes you laugh and what makes you afraid. He knows your favorite food and your recurring dreams, and the song that always makes you cry. He knows the thing you're most ashamed of, the secret you've never told anyone, the thought you think makes you unlovable. And he loves you still. He loves you not in spite of these things, but with full knowledge of these things. His love isn't blind. It sees everything and chooses to love anyway. You've been carrying guilt about things that have already been forgiven. You've been punishing yourself for mistakes that have already been paid for. You've been running from a God who has been running toward you all along. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed your transgressions from you. That's not just a nice saying. That's a promise about how God sees you. When he looks at you, he doesn't see your failures. He sees your future. He doesn't see your sin. He sees his son's righteousness covering you like a beautiful garment. You are not the sum of your worst moments. You are not defined by your biggest mistakes. You are not labeled by your deepest regrets. You are defined by his love for you. You are labeled as his beloved. You are identified as his child. Even on your worst day, you are still his beloved child. Even when you feel like giving up, you are still his beloved child. Even when you can't see him working, you are still his beloved child. Even when you don't feel worthy of the title, you are still his beloved child. That identity isn't something you earned or something you can lose. It's a gift given to you by a father who delights in calling you his own. He thinks about you more than you think about him. His thoughts toward you outnumber the grains of sand on every beach, the stars in every galaxy, the drops of water in every ocean. While you're going about your day, thinking about your problems and your plans and your relationships, he's thinking about you. He's thinking about how proud he is of the way you got up this morning, even though you didn't want to. He's thinking about how beautiful you looked when you smiled at that stranger. He's thinking about how much courage it took for you to face what you faced today. He's thinking about the kindness you showed when no one was watching. He notices the good in you that you don't even see. He celebrates the progress you make that feels insignificant to you. He delights in the person you're becoming, even when the process feels slow and painful and impossible. You are his masterpiece, his work of art, his beloved creation. You're not a mistake or an accident or a cosmic afterthought. You were planned, designed, crafted with intention and care and love. Before you took your first breath, he breathed purpose into your lungs. Before you opened your eyes, he had a vision for your life. Before you spoke your first word, he was already listening for your voice calling out to him. The struggles you're facing right now, the challenges that feel overwhelming, the circumstances that seem impossible, he sees all of it, and he has not forgotten you in the middle of it. He hasn't abandoned you to figure it out on your own. He hasn't given up on you or written you off or decided you're too much trouble. He's in the middle of your mess with you, working all things together for good. Even the things that feel destructive, even the things that seem purposeless, even the things that appear to be setbacks. He's weaving them into a tapestry of grace that will one day take your breath away. Your story isn't over. The chapters you're living right now, the ones that feel dark and confusing and painful, they're not the end. They're the middle, the part where the hero faces the greatest challenges, where everything seems lost, where hope feels impossible. But in every great story, the dawn comes after the darkest hour. The rescue comes when all seems lost. The victory comes after the greatest battle. Your dawn is coming. Your rescue is on the way. Your victory is assured because the one who holds you has already won every battle that matters. He knows the plans he has for you, plans for good and not for evil, plans to give you a future and a hope. He knows the dreams he's planted in your heart, and he knows how he's going to bring them to pass. He knows the purposes you were created for, and he knows how he's going to fulfill them. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the next step. You don't have to understand the entire plan to trust the one who made it. You don't have to figure out how everything is going to work out. You just have to rest in the arms of the one who has already worked it out. His faithfulness is new every morning. His mercies never come to an end. His love never fails, never gives up, never runs out, never turns away. When morning comes tomorrow, his faithfulness will be waiting for you. Fresh mercies will be spread out like a breakfast prepared by someone who loves you. New strength will be available for new challenges. Grace will be sufficient for whatever the day brings. But tonight, you don't have to think about tomorrow. Tonight, you can rest in the certainty that you are known, you are loved, you are held, you are his. The one who never slumbers or sleeps is watching over you. The one whose love is higher than the heavens and deeper than the depths is surrounding you. The one whose faithfulness reaches to the clouds is covering you with his feathers, sheltering you under his wings. You are safe in his love. You are secure in his care. You are home in his heart. Let that truth sink deeper than your fears. Let it reach further than your doubts. Let it rest in the very center of who you are, where it can anchor your soul no matter what storms may come. You are remembered. You are known. You are loved beyond measure. And that will never, ever change. There are promises spoken over your life that have never been broken, even when it felt like everything else was falling apart. Promises that were whispered into existence before time began, sealed with a love that cannot fail, guaranteed by a God who cannot lie. These aren't empty words meant to make you feel better for a moment. These aren't wishful thinking or positive affirmations. These are declarations from the throne room of heaven, spoken by the one who holds all power in his hands, who commands the winds and waves, who breathes life into dry bones. When fear creeps in about tomorrow, remember this promise. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Not when the bills pile up higher than your paycheck. Not when the diagnosis comes back with words you don't want to hear. Not when the relationship you thought would last forever crumbles before your eyes. Not when the dream you've been chasing slips through your fingers like sand. He has been with you through every valley you've walked, and he will be with you through every valley yet to come. He has been your strength when you thought you couldn't take another step, and he will be your strength when future challenges arise. He has been your comfort in past sorrows, and he will be your comfort in whatever sorrows may come. This isn't just a nice sentiment. This is the bedrock reality upon which you can build your peace tonight. When anxiety whispers about your provision, about whether there will be enough, whether you'll be taken care of, whether your needs will be met, remember this promise. He knows what you need before you ask. He sees the empty bank account, the stack of bills, the uncertain job situation, the overwhelming expenses. And he who feeds the birds of the air and clothes the flowers of the field will certainly take care of you. You are worth more than many sparrows. You matter more than the lilies of the field. If he provides for creatures that don't even know his name, how much more will he provide for you, his beloved child who bears his image and carries his breath in your lungs? His provision doesn't always look the way you expect it to. Sometimes it comes through unexpected sources, surprising opportunities, generous hearts you never saw coming. Sometimes it comes through doors opening that you didn't even know existed. Sometimes it comes through making what little you have stretch further than it should be able to go. But it always comes, because he is faithful, because his promises are yes and amen, because he takes care of his children. When loneliness wraps around you like a cold blanket, when you feel isolated and misunderstood, when it seems like everyone else has someone but you're walking this road alone, remember this promise. He will never leave you as orphans. You are not alone in this world. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. Even when your phone doesn't ring, he is thinking about you. Even when your plans get cancelled, he is planning good things for your future. Even when friends disappoint you, he remains faithful. Even when family misunderstands you, he knows your heart perfectly. You have a friend who sticks closer than a brother, a father who will never abandon you, a companion who will never grow tired of your company. When everyone else gets busy with their own lives, he is never too busy for you. When everyone else grows weary of your struggles, he never grows weary of walking with you through them. His presence with you is not dependent on your feelings. On the days when you feel close to him and everything seems clear, he is with you. On the days when you feel distant and everything seems foggy, he is still with you. On the days when you doubt and question and wonder if any of this is real, he is still with you. Your feelings are real and they matter, but they are not the measure of his faithfulness. His faithfulness is measured by his character, not by your emotions. His presence is guaranteed by his promise, not by your perception. When guilt and shame try to convince you that you've messed up too badly to be forgiven, that you've wandered too far to find your way back, that you've done things that put you beyond the reach of grace, remember this promise. His mercy is new every morning. His compassion never fails. His love never runs out. There is no sin too great for his forgiveness. There is no mistake too big for his mercy. There is no failure too complete for his grace. The blood that was shed for you covers all of it. Every wrong choice, every harsh word, every missed opportunity to do good, every time you chose selfishness over love. You don't have to earn your way back into his good graces. You were never out of his good graces. Grace means getting what you don't deserve, and mercy means not getting what you do deserve. Both are yours not because of what you've done, but because of what he has done. The guilt that keeps you awake at night, replaying your mistakes over and over, that's not from him. He doesn't torment you with your past. He doesn't hold your failures over your head like a threat. He casts them as far as the east is from the west, and remembers them no more. When you're afraid of the future, when uncertainty about what's coming next steals your peace, when the unknown feels more terrifying than the problems you know, remember this promise. He has plans for you, plans for good and not for evil, plans to give you hope and a future. He sees the end from the beginning. What looks like a dead end to you might be a sharp turn in his plan. What feels like everything falling apart might be everything falling into place. What seems like the worst thing that could happen might be clearing the way for the best thing you never imagined. His plans for you are good. Not easy, not pain-free, not without challenges, but good. Good in ways that produce character in you. Good in ways that bring glory to him. Good in ways that bless others through you. Good in ways that fulfill the deepest longings of your heart, even when those longings are buried under layers of hurt and disappointment. The detours in your story are not mistakes in his plan. The delays that frustrate you are not oversights in his timing. The difficulties that discourage you are not signs that he has forgotten you. They are all part of a purpose that is higher than your understanding, deeper than your perception, more complex than your ability to grasp. But you don't have to understand it to rest in it. You don't have to see the whole picture to trust the artist. You don't have to comprehend the entire symphony to enjoy the movement you're in right now. When fear about your health, about your family, about your safety tries to rob you of peace, remember this promise. He who watches over you will not slumber. While you sleep, he is awake. While you rest, he is working. While you dream, he is guarding. No disaster will befall you without his knowledge. No tragedy will touch your life without passing through his hands first. This doesn't mean nothing difficult will ever happen to you. He never promised a life without storms. But he did promise to be with you in every storm, to be your shelter when the winds blow, to be your anchor when the waves rise. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but nothing will come near you that he has not already considered, weighed, and allowed for purposes that serve your ultimate good and his ultimate glory. He makes all things work together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. Even the things that feel destructive, he can make redemptive. Even the experiences that seem meaningless, he can make meaningful. Even the seasons that appear wasted, he can make fruitful. When depression whispers that nothing will ever change, that you'll always feel this empty, that the darkness will never lift, remember this promise. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The night you're in right now is not permanent. The pain you're carrying is not forever. The burden that feels so heavy will one day be light. He is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Your broken heart is not beyond his healing. Your crushed spirit is not beyond his restoration. Your wounded soul is not beyond his touch. He collects your tears in a bottle. Everyone matters to him. Every sob that shakes your body, every silent cry that escapes your heart, every moment when you feel like you can't go on. He sees it all, and he cares about all of it. The healing may not come overnight. The breakthrough may not happen on your timeline. The relief may not arrive in the package you expected, but it will come, because he is faithful, because he keeps his promises, because he loves you too much to leave you in the pit forever. When you're tempted to give up, when the fight feels too hard, when surrender seems easier than pressing on, remember this promise. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Your story is not over. The work he is doing in your life is not finished. You are not a failed project. You are not a rough draft that got thrown away. You are not a mistake he regrets making. You are a masterpiece in progress, a sculpture he is still chiseling, a painting he is still perfecting. Every chisel mark has purpose. Every brushstroke has meaning. Every detail is intentional. He sees what you will become when the work is complete, and he will not stop until you reflect his image perfectly. The process is uncomfortable. Growth always is. The stretching hurts. Refinement is never easy. But the result will be so beautiful, so complete, so perfect that you will understand why every difficult step was necessary. When doubt creeps in about whether God is really good, whether he really cares, whether he really has your best interests at heart, remember this promise. Every good and perfect gift comes from above, coming down from the Father of heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. His goodness is not dependent on your circumstances. His love is not determined by your feelings. His faithfulness is not measured by your understanding. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His character does not shift with the seasons of your life. When life is going well and you feel blessed, he is good. When life is difficult and you feel forgotten, he is still good. When prayers are answered quickly, he is good. When prayers seem to go unanswered for years, he is still good. His goodness is not proven by your comfort. It is proven by his nature. These promises are not just for other people, not just for the super spiritual, not just for those who have their lives together. They are for you, right here, right now, exactly as you are. They are sealed with the blood of Jesus, guaranteed by the character of God, backed by all the power of heaven. You can rest your full weight on these promises tonight. They will not break under the pressure of your fears. They will not crumble under the weight of your circumstances. They will not fail when you need them most. They are as solid as the throne of God, as unchanging as his character, as eternal as his love for you. Let these promises be the foundation under your peace tonight. Let them be the anchor for your hope. Let them be the security that allows your soul to finally truly rest. He has spoken, and his word will not return empty. What he has promised, he will perform. What he has declared, he will accomplish. Your future is secure in his hands. Your hope is guaranteed by his faithfulness. Your peace is possible because of his promises. Rest in them. Trust them. Let them carry you into sleep tonight, knowing that the one who made them is watching over you, working for you, and will never, ever let you go. The effort you've been putting forth, trying to hold everything together with your own strength, trying to control outcomes that were never meant to be in your control, trying to be the source of your own security and peace, you can let that go now. There's a difference between giving up and letting go. Giving up is despair dressed as surrender, but letting go is faith dressed as release. Tonight, you're not giving up on your life, your dreams, your future, your responsibilities. You're letting go of the crushing weight of trying to manage it all in your own limited strength. You were never meant to be Atlas, carrying the world on your shoulders. You were never designed to be the god of your own universe, controlling every variable, orchestrating every outcome. That's a burden no human soul was created to bear, and it's been breaking your back, stealing your sleep, robbing your joy. But there's someone whose shoulders are broad enough for the weight you've been carrying. Someone whose strength never fails, whose wisdom never falters, whose power never runs out. The one who upholds all things by the word of his power has been offering to carry your burdens all along. Feel the relief that comes with finally admitting you don't have to be in control. Feel the exhale that follows the acknowledgement that you can't fix everything. Feel the peace that settles in when you realize that your job isn't to be superhuman. It's to be human, trusting in a God who is truly super. The project at work that's been consuming your thoughts, the family situation that's been keeping you up at night, the financial pressure that's been crushing your chest, the health concern that's been whispering fears in your ear, the relationship that's been draining your energy. You don't have to solve all of it tonight. You don't have to have all the answers by morning. You don't have to figure out every step before you can take the next one. You can place each burden, one by one, into hands that are infinitely more capable than yours. Hands that have been holding galaxies in place since time began. Hands that sculpted mountains and carved out ocean depths. Hands that breathed stars into existence and set planets spinning in their orbits. These same hands are gentle enough to wipe away your tears, steady enough to calm your fears, strong enough to carry everything that's been weighing you down. There's something beautiful that happens when you finally stop fighting the current and start floating on the river of his grace. The exhaustion begins to fade. The tension starts to release. The crushing pressure lifts. Not because your circumstances have changed, but because you've changed your posture toward them. Instead of standing against the storm, trying to weather it in your own strength, you've found shelter under wings that are bigger than any storm you'll ever face. Instead of trying to be your own fortress, you've discovered that you already have a refuge that cannot be shaken. Your mind has been spinning like a hamster wheel, running through scenarios, planning for contingencies, rehearsing conversations that may never happen, preparing for disasters that may never come. Round and round it goes, wearing grooves of anxiety deeper and deeper into your thoughts. But wheels can stop spinning. Minds can stop racing. Hearts can stop pounding with worry. Not through force or willpower or positive thinking, but through surrender to the one who commands even the winds and waves to be still. Be still, anxious heart. Be still, racing mind. Be still, tense body. The God who spoke light into darkness, who brought order out of chaos, who made something beautiful out of nothing, is speaking peace into your storm right now. He doesn't always calm the storm immediately. Sometimes he calms you in the midst of the storm. Sometimes the miracle isn't that the waves stop, but that you find yourself walking on water. Sometimes the breakthrough isn't that the fire is extinguished, but that you discover you're not walking through it alone. The furnace of affliction you've been in, the valley of shadows you've been walking through, the wilderness season you've been enduring, these aren't signs that God has abandoned you. They're the very places where his presence becomes most real, his strength most evident, his faithfulness most undeniable. It's in the desert places that you learn he is sufficient. It's in the dark valleys that you discover he is light. It's in the overwhelming circumstances that you find out his grace really is enough. You've been trying to manufacture your own peace through planning, through controlling, through worrying your way to solutions. But peace isn't something you create through effort. Peace is something you receive through surrender. It's the peace that passes understanding, the kind that doesn't make logical sense given your circumstances, the kind that settles deep in your soul, even when everything around you feels chaotic, the kind that allows you to sleep soundly even when tomorrow is uncertain. This peace isn't dependent on having all your ducks in a row. It doesn't require a clean bill of health, a full bank account, perfect relationships, or guaranteed outcomes. This peace exists in the midst of mess, uncertainty, pain, and imperfection. It exists because it flows from a source that is higher than your circumstances, deeper than your understanding, more stable than your emotions, more reliable than your feelings. The strength you've been desperately trying to summon from within yourself, the courage you've been trying to manufacture through positive self-talk, the hope you've been trying to generate through your own optimism, all of it has been available to you through a different source all along. His strength is made perfect in your weakness. His power is displayed most clearly when you come to the end of yours. His sufficiency is most evident when you acknowledge your insufficiency. You don't have to be strong enough for what you're facing. You just have to be willing to let his strength flow through your weakness. You don't have to be brave enough for what's ahead. You just have to be open to his courage filling your fear. You don't have to have enough faith to move mountains. You just need enough faith to trust the one who does move mountains. Even faith the size of a mustard seed is enough when it's placed in an almighty God. Even trust as small as a whisper is sufficient when it's directed towards someone who hears every prayer. Even hope as dim as a flickering candle can light up the darkness when it's anchored to the one who is light itself. The battles you've been fighting in your own strength don't have to be fought in your own strength anymore. The problems you've been trying to solve with your own wisdom can be surrendered to infinite wisdom. The future you've been trying to secure through your own efforts can be entrusted to hands that have been preparing your tomorrow since before yesterday began. There's a rest available to you that goes deeper than sleep, though sleep will come. A rest for your soul, your mind, your spirit. The rest that comes when you stop striving and start trusting. When you stop performing and start receiving. When you stop trying to earn what has already been freely given. This is the rest that Jesus spoke of when he said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Not just physical rest, though that matters too, but soul rest. The kind of rest that refreshes you from the inside out, that restores what has been depleted, that renews what has been worn down. His yoke is easy and his burden is light. Not because life becomes easy or because challenges disappear, but because you're no longer carrying the weight alone. You're yoked to someone whose strength never fails, whose wisdom never runs short, whose love never diminishes. When two oxen are yoked together, the stronger one bears most of the load. The weaker one still moves forward, still participates in the work, but doesn't bear the crushing weight alone. That's what it means to be yoked with Jesus. You keep moving forward, you keep participating in your life, but you're not bearing the crushing weight alone anymore. The responsibilities you carry, the decisions you need to make, the relationships you need to navigate, the challenges you need to face, they're all still there. But now you're facing them with divine strength, heavenly wisdom, and perfect love flowing through you. You don't have to have superhuman endurance. You have access to supernatural endurance. You don't need unlimited patience. You have access to divine patience. You don't need to generate boundless compassion. You can tap into infinite compassion. The fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. These aren't qualities you have to work up within yourself. They're qualities that flow naturally when you're connected to the vine, when you're abiding in the source, when you're resting in the one who is all of these things perfectly. You've been exhausted trying to love people who are difficult to love, but his love flowing through you makes it possible to love even the unlovable. You've been drained trying to be patient with situations that test every nerve, but his patience flowing through you makes it possible to endure even the most trying circumstances. You've been depleted trying to maintain joy in the midst of sorrow, but his joy can be your strength even when earthly happiness feels impossible. You've been worn out trying to manufacture peace in chaotic circumstances, but his peace can guard your heart and mind even when everything around you feels turbulent. This isn't about becoming a different person overnight. This isn't about pretending you don't have real struggles or valid concerns. This is about discovering that you have access to resources beyond your own, strength beyond your limitations, grace beyond your failures. The version of yourself that you've been trying so hard to become through your own effort. More patient, more loving, more peaceful, more faithful. That's who you already are in Christ. That's your true identity. The struggle has been trying to live up to something you thought you had to achieve, instead of living out of something you've already been given. You're already chosen. You're already loved. You're already accepted. You're already equipped. You're already empowered. Not because of what you've done, but because of what he has done. The condemnation you've been living under, the guilt that's been driving you, the shame that's been paralyzing you, the fear that's been controlling you, none of that comes from him. He doesn't condemn those who are in Christ Jesus. He doesn't hold your past against you. He doesn't punish you for being human. What he offers instead is grace for your failures, mercy for your mistakes, forgiveness for your sins, and strength for your weaknesses. What he offers is rest for your weariness, peace for your anxiety, hope for your despair, and love that never fails. Tonight, you can stop trying to be your own savior. You can stop attempting to be your own source of strength. You can cease striving to be your own provider of peace. You can rest in the fact that all of these needs have already been met by someone who loves you more than you love yourself, who knows you better than you know yourself, who is more invested in your welfare than you could ever have. The burden of being your own God, your own savior, your own source of security, lay it down. It was never yours to carry. The weight of trying to control outcomes that are beyond your control, release it. It was never within your power anyway. The pressure of having to be perfect, of having to have it all together, of having to be strong enough for everyone else. Let it go. It was never the standard you were meant to meet. Instead, receive the rest that comes from knowing you are held by someone whose grip never loosens, protected by someone whose vigilance never wavers, loved by someone whose affection never diminishes, guided by someone whose wisdom never fails. In this rest, your soul can finally breathe again. In this peace, your mind can finally quiet. In this love, your heart can finally heal. In this strength, you can finally face whatever tomorrow brings without fear, without dread, without the crushing weight of believing you have to face it alone. You are not alone. You never have been alone. You never will be alone. The one who has been with you through every valley is the one who will lead you to every mountaintop. The one who has sustained you through every storm is the one who will guide you into every season of sunshine. His strength is yours. His peace is yours. His rest is yours. His love is yours. Receive it now. Rest in it deeply. Let it carry you into sleep that is sound, dreams that are sweet, and awakening that is hopeful. You are safe in his strength. You are secure in his love. You are at rest in his care. The gentle darkness that surrounds you now isn't empty. It's full of love that has no beginning and no end. Love that was there before you took your first breath, and will be there long after you take your last. Love that knows your name in languages you've never heard, that calls you beloved in the ancient tongue of heaven. This love isn't like the love you've known on earth, conditional, fragile, changeable. This love is woven into the very fabric of your being. It's written in your DNA, carved into your soul, breathed into your spirit. You couldn't escape it if you tried, and you don't have to earn it no matter how hard you work. Feel it now, like a gentle hand smoothing the worry lines from your forehead. Feel it like warm oil being poured over every place that aches, every muscle that's been tight with tension, every joint that's been stiff with stress. This love is medicine for your weary body, balm for your wounded heart, rest for your exhausted mind. You don't have to do anything to receive this love. You don't have to say the right words, or think the right thoughts, or feel the right feelings. You just have to be. Just exist. Just breathe in and out while love washes over you like waves on a shore, constant and rhythmic and endlessly renewing. The Father's love for you is like a lullaby sung over you from eternity past. Before you were conceived in your mother's womb, He was singing over you. Before your parents even met, He was composing melodies of love for you. Before the world was formed, your name was on His lips in songs of tenderness and delight. He rejoices over you with singing. Picture that for a moment. The God who spoke galaxies into existence, who commands the morning and causes the dawn to know its place, who stores up the snow and directs the lightning. This same God breaks into song when He thinks about you. Not because you're perfect, not because you have your life together, not because you never make mistakes. He sings over you because you are His child, His beloved, His treasured one. He sings over you because love cannot help but express itself in joy when it looks upon the object of its affection. His songs over you are lullabies of peace when you're anxious. They're anthems of victory when you're struggling. They're melodies of hope when you're discouraged. They're harmonies of grace when you're ashamed. They're symphonies of love when you feel unloved. Can you hear them now? Not with your ears, but with your heart? Gentle melodies that speak of how precious you are, how valued, how cherished. Songs that tell the story of a love so great that it gave everything to win you, to heal you, to make you whole. The tenderness in His voice when He speaks your name would bring you to tears if you could hear it clearly. It's the voice of a father who has waited patiently for you to come home to his heart. The voice of a shepherd who knows each sheep by name and would leave the 99 to find the one who wandered away. The voice of a bridegroom who sees you as beautiful and radiant despite all your flaws. This is the voice that spoke over the chaos at creation and brought forth beauty. This is the voice that will speak over the chaos in your life and bring forth beauty from that too. His words over you are creative words, life-giving words, transforming words. He speaks peace over your anxiety, and it begins to settle like dust after a storm. He speaks rest over your weariness, and strength begins to return to your bones. He speaks hope over your despair, and light begins to pierce the darkness you've been carrying. The breath that formed you in the beginning is breathing life into the dead places in your heart right now. The same spirit that hovered over the waters at creation is hovering over the waters of your life tonight, bringing order to what feels chaotic, bringing beauty to what feels broken, bringing life to what feels lifeless. You are not beyond His reach. You are not too far gone for His love to find you. You are not too broken for His healing to touch you. You are not too tired for His strength to sustain you. You are not too lost for His guidance to lead you home. Home. That's where you are right now, in this moment. Not just in the physical space where your body rests, but in the spiritual reality of His presence. You are home in His heart. You are home in His love. You are home in His care. Home is where you belong without having to prove yourself. Home is where you're accepted exactly as you are. Home is where your flaws don't disqualify you from love. Home is where you can rest without fear, where you can be vulnerable without shame, where you can lay down your defenses and just be loved. His heart is your home. It always has been. Even when you felt homeless in this world, displaced and disconnected, you've had a home in His heart. Even when relationships have failed and left you feeling rejected, you've been accepted in His heart. Even when you felt like you don't belong anywhere, you've belonged in His heart. The invitation has always been open. The door has never been locked. The light has always been on, welcoming you back whenever you're ready to come. And you're ready now, aren't you? Ready to stop running from love. Ready to stop trying to earn what's already yours. Ready to stop hiding from the one who sees you completely and loves you completely anyway. Come closer. Not physically, but spiritually. Let your soul draw near to the one who has been drawing near to you all along. Feel the safety of being completely known and completely loved. Feel the relief of being completely accepted exactly as you are. There's no performance required here. No masks needed. No pretending necessary. You can bring your doubts, your fears, your questions, your anger, your disappointment. You can bring your shame, your guilt, your regret, your pain. You can bring your weariness, your confusion, your loneliness, your despair. All of it is welcome here. All of it is seen, acknowledged, held with tenderness. None of it changes His love for you. None of it diminishes His desire for you. None of it disqualifies you from His grace. The gentleness of His touch is like nothing you've ever experienced. It's the gentleness of perfect love that casts out fear. The gentleness of infinite wisdom that knows exactly what you need. The gentleness of absolute power that chooses to be tender with your fragile heart. He handles your broken dreams like precious fragments of glass, knowing that with his touch they can be made into something more beautiful than they ever were before. He touches your wounded places with the skill of a divine physician, knowing exactly how to heal what's been damaged without causing more pain. His fingers trace the scars that life has left on your soul, and instead of shame, you feel honor. Instead of ugliness, you see beauty. Instead of reminders of pain, you see testimonies of survival, evidence of strength you didn't know you had, proof of a love that carried you through when you thought you wouldn't make it. Every scar tells a story of his faithfulness. Every wound that's healed bears witness to his grace. Every place that's been broken and mended again shows the artistry of a God who specializes in making things more beautiful after they've been shattered. You are his masterpiece, not in spite of your brokenness, but including your brokenness. The cracks in your heart are not flaws to be hidden, but channels for his light to shine through. The weak places in your soul are not defects to be ashamed of, but opportunities for his strength to be displayed. In Japanese art, there's a practice called kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold, making the repaired piece more valuable than it was before it was broken. That's what he does with broken hearts, broken dreams, broken lives. He mends them with the gold of his grace, and they become more precious, more beautiful, more valuable than they ever were before. Your brokenness doesn't disqualify you from his love. It qualifies you for his grace. Your weakness doesn't push you away from his strength. It draws his strength toward you. Your need doesn't make you a burden to him. It makes you an opportunity for him to display his abundance. He loves you in your weakness because love isn't based on strength. He cherishes you in your imperfection because love isn't based on perfection. He delights in you in your ordinariness because love isn't based on extraordinariness. Love simply loves because that's its nature, and his nature is love. Pure, unfiltered, unconditional, unstoppable love. This love is wrapping around you now like the softest blanket, like the warmest embrace, like the gentlest caress. It's settling into every tense muscle, every worried thought, every aching place in your heart. It's like being held by arms that are infinitely strong yet infinitely tender, completely secure yet completely gentle. You are held, not just supported, but held. Cradled like a precious child who is deeply loved. Treasured like a pearl of great price. Cherished like the most valuable possession in the universe. Because that's what you are to him. You are his pearl of great price. You are his treasured possession. You are his beloved child who brings him joy just by existing. Your breath is slowing now, becoming deeper, more peaceful. Your heartbeat is settling into a calmer rhythm. Your mind is releasing its grip on the worries that have been consuming it. Your body is melting into rest. This is how he created you to live. Not in constant stress and anxiety, but in peace and trust. Not carrying burdens too heavy for your shoulders, but casting your cares on him because he cares for you. Not striving in your own strength, but resting in his. Rest is not laziness. Rest is trust. Rest is saying, I believe you love me enough to take care of what I can't take care of. I believe you're wise enough to work things out better than I could work them out. I believe you're powerful enough to handle what's too big for me to handle. Rest is an act of worship. It's acknowledging that he is God and you are not. It's recognizing that his shoulders are broader than yours, his vision clearer than yours, his love deeper than yours, his wisdom greater than yours. In rest, you honor him as the God who never sleeps so that you can sleep peacefully. You acknowledge him as the God who never grows weary so that you can find refreshment in his presence. You trust him as the God whose understanding has no limit so that you can stop trying to figure everything out. The night holds no terror for you because he is your light. The darkness brings no fear because he is your lamp. The hours of sleep ahead are not hours of vulnerability, but hours of restoration under his watchful care. He will guard your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forever. He will keep your soul. He will preserve your life. He will protect your spirit while your body rests and your mind dreams. His angels have been given charge over you to keep you in all your ways. They surround your bed like a heavenly host, standing watch while you sleep. Not because you're in danger, but because you're precious. Not because you're at risk, but because you're beloved. The morning will come with new mercies, fresh grace, renewed strength. The sun will rise on new possibilities, unexpected blessings, divine appointments. The light will dawn on solutions you couldn't see tonight. Hope you couldn't feel tonight. Peace you couldn't find tonight. But all of that is for tomorrow. Tonight is for rest. Tonight is for release. Tonight is for letting go of everything you can't control and resting in the arms of the one who controls all things for your good and his glory. Your eyelids are growing heavy now, weighted with the peace that surpasses understanding. Your breathing is becoming even more slow and steady, synchronized with the rhythm of his love that never stops flowing toward you. Sleep is coming, gentle and sweet, carrying with it the promise of renewal. In sleep, he will minister to your spirit. In dreams, he will speak to your heart. In rest, he will restore what has been depleted. You are loved while you sleep. You are watched over while you dream. You are cared for while you rest. His love never takes a break, never goes off duty, never stops attending to your needs. When morning comes, it will come with the certainty that you are still loved, still chosen, still his. The sun will rise on a new day filled with his faithfulness, painted with his mercy, seasoned with his grace. But for now, rest. Rest in his love. Rest in his care. Rest in his presence. Rest in his peace. You are safe. You are loved. You are his. Sleep well, beloved child. Sleep in the perfect peace of knowing you are held by perfect love. The love that has no end is singing you to sleep tonight. Rest now. Rest deeply. Rest in love.